guys, welcome back to another segment of Manga Mondays. Today I have 4 really diverse, really different manga to share with you guys. I don't really know what I've been feeling in terms of manga. For the last 2 weeks I was really into like shoujo and just kind of stuff to like mellow down for the summer. But this week I'm kind of looking for some more like exciting stuff, I would say, and just stuff that has more mature and intense darker content. I don't know if any of these manga series really fit into it, but I've definitely been reading these lately, so I hope you guys enjoy them too. So let's get started with the first one. The first manga is something that I recently purchased from Kodansha Comics. It is the Attack on Titan No Regrets spin-off story. A lot of you guys have probably heard of Attack on Titan, but for a lot of you guys who are fans of Levi and you're looking for more from him, definitely check out this series. This is kind of his mini spin-off backstory series. The series, of course, is by Hajimemasu, but the art here is by Hikaru Tsurugu, and the story is by Gunshark or Nitro Plus. And I found myself really drawn to this series because even though I'm not planning on buying the entire Attack on Titan series, which is like a huge collection of volumes, Levi is one of my favorite characters, which is why I really want to collect his series. Isayama-san's original style is pretty like rough and tough and tumble kind of shonen. Tsuruga-san's style in this manga really tries to emulate his style, but it's also a bit smoother and easier on the eyes. Isayama usually goes for like super like rough, hardcore kind of shonen style. Tsuruga does a really great way of kind of like imitating and bringing out the style, but at the same time you can also tell definitely that it's done by different people if you're like really into picking up like different art nuances. And I think that the story of how it's constructed so far, it really stays true to how the world is constructed and the atmosphere and the mood that the story sets. So if you are a fan of Levi and you're interested in finding out how Levi meets Erwin and joins the Survey Corps in the first place, definitely check this manga out. So the second series that I have is kind of a boys love yaoi anthology. It's called Nights, and the story and art is by Ko Yoneda. If you guys are fans of Yoneda-san's work, you'll know that she's really famous for this series called Doshitemo Furatakunai, and I've read Doshitemo. It's like a really classic kind of like yaoi series. Yoneda usually has more mature content in terms of like emotional, so it's none of that really like fluffy, cute boys love stuff. It actually goes into quite a bit of the emotional and mental dispositions of each of the characters. Nights is something I've had my eye on for a while. I've been looking for lighter boys love series lately. I didn't really want to get into long series that I would have to read like chapter after chapter. Yaoi might get her really great because sometimes they'll just do like really short stories or really cute like anthology like compilations. This one just happens to be like all of Yoneda's works, and if you guys are fans of her, Nights is something you should really pick up. There is an explicit content warning on the front, but I don't really think there's anything that explicit about it. They actually skip over a lot of scenes in the bedroom, so you don't really have to worry about like cringing if you're not really like into that stuff. The third series that I have today is like totally new, and I actually found myself really falling in love with the pace and the characters and just how the story is unfolding. It's called Superior, and it starts off with the premise that the Demon Queen is super powerful. She's been like annihilating a bunch of demons, and everyone kind of fears her and kind of just like reveres her as well. The Demon Queen's actual name is Sheila, and Sheila ends up meeting the hero that's supposed to slay her, and the hero's name is Yusha. So Sheila actually finds herself falling in love for Yusha because of his really idealistic and kind-hearted nature, and Yusha's like really naive and innocent as a hero. He's just not very smart because there are a few hints at the very beginning, the first few chapters that I've read, where you can kind of tell that yeah, Sheila must have done something, or she must have some sort of authority in order to kind of get like some of the demons or other monsters to like back off from Yusha. Yusha just really embodies all those like super heroic, idealistic characteristics of heroes that we love. You have something of like the goodest of the good meeting the evilest of the evil, except Sheila is a really interesting character, and most of the time the story is told from her perspective. She does have quite a bit of a violent backstory, but she does find herself falling in love with Yusha because he starts to rekindle all these emotions that she hasn't felt for like many years because she's always been such a hardened and cold killer. If you guys are fans of like epic fantasy, Superior just has like gorgeous art. All the characters look almost like fairy-like. Sometimes you'll have these really funny comedy scenes where Sheila just like glomps Yusha. Other times you just get this really like deathly ethereal beauty from Sheila, and I think it's a really great way of balancing all these different elements in this kind of like romance quest kind of story. You know at the end of the series that Sheila does have to kill Yusha, but obviously because she's fallen in love with him, she has to kind of like find a little loophole out of her situation. In terms of creativity, it's not really anything new in the genre, but I just really love how Superior is going. It has its really own unique dynamic and pace to it. So if you guys are looking for something in the romance, quest, epic fantasy genre, definitely check out Superior. It is really awesome. awesome. You'll just love the art. The last series that I have today is still for you guys who are in the summer lovin' category, and it's called Kyou Koi wo Hajimemasu. I read the entire series in Chinese, and then I read it online in English because there isn't actually a proper translation for it over here in North America. Kyou Koi wo Hajimemasu starts off as a regular shoujo series. There's a girl named Tsubaki, and she's just kind of like your average, everyday kind of girl next door. She's not like super pretty or super popular. She's just that regular girl who has a bunch of friends, goes to high school, all that kind of stuff. After this really awkward encounter where she meets kind of like the jerk and the popular guy at the school, they end up kind of talking more and he gets interested in her, and a romance kind of starts off that way. I like this series because it is kind of more realistic in the sense that it spans a lot of years. So it's not only the stuff that happens in high school. High school is a big bulk of it, but later you'll get to see the main couple go to university, how they kind of separate, find ways to like see each other and stay connected. You'll also see them kind of go off and venture off into the workplace a little bit. It almost kind of borders those like intense drama series where you watch the character go through different stages of life and you follow them throughout like 50 years or something. It's a bit more lighthearted than that because it is still a shoujo series. The main guy character is that jerk with the heart of gold kind of trope, and yeah, he kind of grows on you, I guess, but he does later on become really sweet to Tsubaki. And he has the sort of arrogance that Tsubaki really needs in her life to kind of like propel her forward because she's really a very like reserved, kind of just a nice girl. So if you guys are looking for a shoujo manga to just kind of like binge read for like 2 or 3 days, Kyou Koi wo Hajimemasu is the one for you. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found something new to read. Summer is slowly ending, which makes me really sad because there's only like 2 or 3 weeks until we all have to go back to school. And I'm just trying to make the most that I can with these last summer days with like manga and anime and gaming and all that stuff. So thank you guys very much for watching. Again, if you guys like this, don't forget to hit like or subscribe for more from me. Manga Mondays are not coming every single Monday, but I do try. If I can't do a Manga Mondays next week, it's probably because I'm busy editing other videos. So if you guys are looking for more from me, you guys can check out any of the links below, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye!